and welcome back, my fairies. I am Matsuyorific, and we are back with Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir Season 5, Episode 16. This episode is called Protection, and it is another Gloob episode that is out of order. Gosh darn it, Gloob. I'm so mad at them right now for airing everything out of order, but we are back. Excuse me, sorry. But we are back, and it is time to watch this episode. For those of you who are new to this channel, instead of doing clips like most YouTubers do, I actually do art. I hope that you're seeing art at least, because my tablet has been acting up lately. So if you're not seeing art, then you're probably seeing gameplay from Miraculous Rise of the Sphinx right now. I do apologize if you guys do like the art. First of all, thank you for liking my art, but also, yeah, unfortunately, my tablet has been acting up lately, and I'm going to have to get a new one soon. I can technically use it, it's just a pain in the patookie, cause, yeah, it keeps turning off and back on again, and if it gets hot, it won't turn back on at all, and it's getting hot in like half an hour. It's very annoying, but regardless, of what you guys are seeing to the side here, I'm going to, the way this works is that we talk about what we already know about the episode normally, but we don't really know anything about this episode, because, yeah, I don't think we even got any trailers for this episode. We just got it. We just got an announcement that it would be out, this week, and here it is. So, yeah, I'm gonna go watch the episode now. Sorry, got a kitty in my lap. I'm gonna go watch the episode now, and I will be right back to tell you guys my thoughts. Okay, so this was definitely, cause kind of felt like filler, but there was also some important stuff to this too. And I feel like, you know, we are actually getting a little bit more context in this episode to what we eventually get in episode 18, but I am going to try to keep this, pretty short. So bear with me. I do apologize if this ends up being shorter, but hey, that's probably going to be a good thing in the long run because these tend to get pretty long. So yeah, the episode starts off with Marinette and Adrien and all their friends are together, and they're basically trying to get Adrien and Marinette to kiss. And they've come up with this whole entire plot line. They've basically written fan fiction about Marinette and Adrien. It's like, these are your friends and you're writing fan fiction about them. But they're basically coming up with this whole thing, this whole plan for Marinette and Adrien to finally kiss. And oh, you know, if you guys kiss, it'll solve all your problems. You'll be able to say you love each other and all this stuff. And everything will be fixed. And they end up putting so much pressure on the two that it clearly doesn't work. They get off of the Ferris wheel all dejected and everything, because they're like, oh yeah, we'll put this whole thing, you know, Kitty section will play this romantic song, you'll be on the Ferris wheel, there will be pigeons flying around with roses, so we actually get to see Mr. Ramier in an episode where he's not getting akumatized. Thank you very much. I do not want to see Mr. Pigeon at all this season. Let the man be. But it obviously doesn't work because, you know, their friends are all watching them and everything's going wrong, and it's like, they're putting so much pressure on these two to kiss when they're not ready. It's like, let things happen as they're going to happen. Marinette even says, you know, maybe we should just let things happen naturally, and they're like, no, we gotta do this. It's like, no, you're forcing things to happen. That's not going to work. So we then get a scene between Gabriel and Tomoe talking about the diamond dance that we see in episode 18. So we're actually getting some foreshadowing to the diamond dance, and Gabriel is wanting to push the date up because of the whole thing with his arm. And Tomoe is like, why are you trying to push the dance up? And he tells her about his arm being hurt. And he shows her the cataclysm, even though she's blind, so just showing it to her doesn't really do anything. But then they talk about how their children are like meant to be together. Oh, they're such a perfect couple. But then they overhear Kagami and Adrien talking about, you know, how things are going between him and Marinette, and how, you know, he feels bad that she's been so uncomfortable around him this entire time, and he didn't know. He thought that was just her charm, her being Marinette, and then now he finds out that the whole reason she was like that is because she was uncomfortable around him. So, but Kagami manages to encourage him, to just, be patient with her, and he's like, yeah, you're right, I just gotta be patient with her, it'll happen when it happens. And it's like, Kagami's being such a good friend here. But then Gabriel and Tomoe get mad because, how dare he fall in love with someone else? How dare Kagami be encouraging this? So Gabriel basically tells Adrien that he's not to have any relationships with Marinette, and Tomoe tells Kagami that she's not to support it. And Adrien is all depressed and everything because, his father just forbade him to be with Marinette. But then Natalie comes in and tries to get her good parenting card back and says that nobody should tell you who you can and can't be with. Go for it, do what you want, do what makes you happy. And then he's like, okay, because he was going to plan this entire date. He canceled it, but then he brought it back thanks to Natalie. And oh my goodness, the follow-up scene between Gabriel and Natalie. Oh! I'll get to that. So basically, Adrien invites Marinette over for a picnic in his backyard. Marinette actually insists on going in her pajamas, even though Tiki tries to get her to change multiple times. She's like, nope, I'm in my pajamas. Fate wants me to go in my pajamas. And just watch, he's gonna change as soon as he sees me, and it's gonna be super sweet. And sure enough, she gets there, he sees her in her pajamas and is like, yeah, give me a minute. But then he comes back in his pajamas. It's so cute, so sweet. And his bodyguard is even in on this too. He's like, helping to sneak Marinette into the house and trying to keep an eye out for Gabriel and helping them to sneak outside. And it's like, it's so sweet because his bodyguard is like seriously the best adult figure in Adrien's life. I love him so much, and I wish we had a real name for him. I just call him George. I love George. George, we stand George here. George is awesome. Yeah. So, but then Gabriel actually sees them and he realizes that Natalie, he just immediately goes to Natalie's room and it's like, you gave him a counter order? And then the camera focuses on the ring on Natalie's hand. No! Do not give actual hints towards this theory. No, I am fine with Felix being a Sentimonster. It explains why he and Adrien look so similar. Do not tell me that he actually is a Sentimonster. This is the piece of evidence that is actually making me think that this ridiculous theory that I've been trying to debunk for years might actually be true. And it's infuriating. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand it. Please let it be wrong. And it definitely explains Felix's whole thing in episode 18 of not wanting him, Adrien, and Kagami to be controlled by anyone. And there were some people saying that all three of them are Sentimonsters because of that episode. And he even does refer to the Sentimonster as sister. I failed to mention that in my last video. But, oh my gosh, please don't let this theory be true. Not Adrien. But if this does turn out to be true, then my theory is that the Amok is in both of the rings. So it's like split between them because they're meant to be, they're called the twin rings. They're meant to be together. And that seems to be what's going on, is that they both have like half of the Amok. So Gabriel can give Adrien orders, but so can Natalie. But it seems like it doesn't work as well. Possibly because Natalie would be the one who created him. And then they're just, holding on to the items. But also because, they only have half of the Amok. If the theory is true, then that would be my explanation for it. And I'm not saying that I like the SentiAdrien theory, but this episode is telling me that it might actually be true, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Can we just not have this episode? But then, Gabriel talks to Lila and is like, you were supposed to protect Adrien from toxic people like this Marinette girl. And Lila is still hanging out with Kagami, and he manages to convince Kagami that Marinette is the liar and the manipulator and the toxic person who makes everybody worry about her so that they help her and do what she wants. Which gets Kagami akumatized. And I have to say, Gabriel, I sure hope for your sake that you approved this with Tomoe, because she is literally going to kill you. Yeah. I can already, oh my gosh, I can see her she's gonna be so mad when she finds out that he akumatized her daughter again, just 4 episodes later after she already got so ticked at him. Oh, she was peeved. She was so mad at him. But, yeah, she gets akumatized, and it was actually pretty clever. So, like, her power, she actually gets the power of the turtle instead of the power of the dragon this time. So anybody that she strikes with her sword gets put into a shelter. First she gets Adrien's bodyguard, and then she gets Adrien. But when she gets Adrien, it removes the shelter around George. So we see that there can only be one shelter up at a time. Well, then she goes chasing Marinette and puts her in a shelter, which frees Adrien up to transform into Cat Noir to go help Marinette. He cataclysms it, sets her free, she leaves and goes to transform into Ladybug. They fight, they defeat her. That was actually pretty quick. And then Ladybug tries to give her the magic charm, but she actually doesn't want to take it. So she gives it to Cat Noir, and it's like, you try to convince her to take it. And then she runs off to change back into Marinette, because, she knows that she needs to talk to Kagami herself as Marinette. So she comes back, and then Cat Noir is like, hey, can you talk to her, please? And gives it to her, and so that he can go de-transform back to Adrien and come back. And then that's when Kagami finally, tells Marinette that, Lila exposed her for the liar and manipulator that she is. And Marinette's about to try and tell her that, that's not true, but then, obviously she's like, Lila already warned me about you, and I'm not going to listen to you anymore. And then Adrien's like, well, maybe you'll listen to me. And he manages to help her to see that Marinette is not the person Lila tried to convince her that she was. And of course, of course, Kagami finally comes to her senses. She apologizes, they have a good hug, they cry, and she goes and tells Lila off, but then, tells her that, I don't know why you wanted to turn me against Marinette, but if your feelings towards me are true, then are genuine, I still want to be friends if we can. And Lila, obviously plays it off like, oh no, I didn't mean to turn you against Marinette. That wasn't my intention. So yeah, they're still friends, unfortunately. And then we go back to the picnic in the back of the house, and unfortunately the mood is gone. They were about to kiss finally when Kagami showed up, or rather Ryuko Prime showed up and interrupted their date. Marinette was about to say I love you, they were about to kiss, and they got interrupted. And now that they're back to their date, unfortunately the moment has been ruined. So Marinette goes home, but they both, are like, this is not the time, it'll happen when it happens, we just have to be patient. And it's like, oh, they're so sweet. Gabriel is happy because he thinks that he completely ruined their relationship from that, or at least set the wheels in motion to ruin their relationship. But we do know from episode 18 that, that is not the case. But, yeah, it seems like Adrien is not going to tell Marinette, at least not yet, that Gabriel has forbidden them from being together. So I guess she won't find out until episode 18, which, does make sense, with what we know about episode 18 and all. But, yeah, the episode ends with Lila talking to Gabriel over the phone, And she's like hinting towards him trying to find someone else for Adrien. You know, maybe if you want to get him away from Adrien, you should try hooking him up with someone else. And he's like, yeah, I'll think about it. But it's like, she's clearly saying, maybe you should hook him up with me. And it's like, yeah, sure, we'll think about that. No. No. Lila can go crawl in a ditch and stay in there, please. But, yeah, that was pretty much it for this episode. So I guess I'll go ahead and end this here. You know, not a whole lot to talk about this episode aside from the hints towards the SentiAdrien theory. Oh, I'm so mad about that. Like, no. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including playing video games. We do art and also sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoy this stuff, then be sure to ring that bell icon to never miss a video and never miss out on me stuttering over my words and being awkward. I don't even have to be Marinette around Adrien to do that. I just don't know how to talk. Words are hard! Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.